Yo ho.
Hello, and welcome to another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Today, this is kind of a late night-ish scene where three individuals, for reasons decided upon them by the scary, godlike figures that control their daily lives, have decided that they're all in a bookstore.
Yes. Fate is strange.
Indeed.
Synchronicities and such.
Yes. It's like John Constantine. He always knows exactly where to go. I mean, he doesn't know exactly where to go, but like he's got that kind of, some might call it fate or misfortune, that he always is where he needs to be at the right time. Um, Maeve, for her part, decided fresh air is a thing. She is a doctor. She understands that fresh air is needed. So she's come out of her lab, and instead of going outside, she kind of walked around outside. And by walk, I mean she drove with the windows down and decided she needed some coffee. So she's in a so she's in the coffee shop portion of the bookstore where she's probably on one of those. Yeah, she's on a, like, what is it, like a Windows tablet or whatever. It's like a computer tablet kind of thing, and she's currently working on a new design for something.
Okay. So I would say, you probably see Danielle with her hood down, not up. Probably with a backpack around her. Um, she has a bag and she seems to be it's early in the morning actually. It's actually 7 in Dublin. So, which is
Jesus
perfect.
Christ.
So she goes, she buys some coffee. Um, and she'll actually notice. Screw it, she'll notice you. Kind of, tilt her head, and she'll actually walk on over to you. Um, After she gets her coffee. Um, and she'll say, "Hey, hope I don't get this wrong. Are you You seem familiar."
She looks at you curiously for a moment, and then just kind of with her foot kicks out a chair at the table she was sitting at, kind of that unspoken offering of sit. She's still looking at you before she says, "Yes, I vaguely remember you as well. I don't believe we've met but once or twice."
Yeah, I don't think so either. Seem to pass each other by though. Oh yeah, that's right. You were there at the little after party.
The after party.
Yeah, remember? With oh, see, you were there at the after party, right? Where there was the bishop
Yes,
and the
the dead
commodore. Okay,
body, right? The funeral after party.
yeah, the funeral after Nephandic sex oracle.
The fuck?
Okay, I need to get caught up on that. um, she'll just say, yeah, the other day for the Mons guy.
Ah, yes, the funeral after party.
Mm-hmm. Seemed like there was something going on with you and that ethernautic individual.
There is a very tense smile on her face. Ah, him. Yes. Interesting individual, to put it plainly.
Yeah. Well, hope to talk to him soon about some stuff. By the way, what's your name? I didn't really get to catch it. I know you're a doctor.
She nods her head. Dr. Maeve O'Jaron.
Mabel Taryn, Mabel Taryn. And she kind of does like this tapping thing on her, on her, what do you call it? On the top of her hand, on the back of her hand. Mabel Taryn. Okay, I'm Daniela Griffith.
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Griffith. And she'll extend her hand out for a shake.
She'll kind of give a she'll smile and very subtle one. Just shake your hand. And Nat, if you want to introduce your character, this would be a good time.
And seeing this, Maeve's actually touching somebody willingly. Tessa's kind of in shock as she walks up and I didn't think you ever touched anybody but your cat. Damn, girl. You got lucky there, Daniela.
You do understand what I do for a living, correct?
Yeah,
Tessa.
you make drugs and shoot people up with stuff and cut people's brains out, jerry rig them into animals.
And that requires me to do what?
Doesn't require you to be social and shake hands. Last time I saw people offering to shake your hand, you just kind of kept your distance. So it's
She'll lift a finger and say, "Ah, but you did not specify shaking hands. You specified touching. And in my line of work, I unfortunately must touch people quite often."
So you're not a big fan of touch? Guess that's fair.
I once had a teacher in school who was very adamant about this one little phrase. My germs are my germs, and your germs are your germs. I'm immune to my germs, and my immune system might not be up to par with yours. Given in today's society, many people tend to not wash their hands and and they have very disgusting habits. It is best to limit physical contact as much as one can without the proper equipment.
Just as a little side note for Maeve, when you shook Danielle's hand, you could kind of tell even with the fingerless gloves that there were even on her fingers like scarring as if she washed her hands, as if she washes her hands too much.
It's probably why Maeve shook her hand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, ha ha ha, compulsive hand washer. Here we go, my favorite.
I guess that's pretty fair. Hopefully, more people wash their hands. Although there's such a thing as washing them too much.
Oh, indeed. Let me tell you one of the most horrifying things I've ever had to experience. When I was in medical school, and granted, I never used the public restrooms, but I was appalled by how many medical students did not wash their hands after leaving the restroom.
Well,
Oh, see, it's so fucking true. You can walk past the bathrooms and somebody will walk out and you'll never hear that goddamn sink. It's so fucking disgusting.
that's really disgusting.
Yeah, no, and yeah. Anyway,
Just like, yeah, that's pretty bad. You don't want that.
indeed. And then she'll look over to Tessa and kick out another chair. That whole sit.
Tessa will sit, sipping on her boba tea.
I haven't tried those. How are those?
They're an acquired taste. No, definitely an acquired taste.
Oh, lovely. And she'll say, well, I always like to try new things. Why not? Maybe tomorrow I'll try some. But for now, a little bit of hot cocoa didn't hurt anybody. She'll be taking a sip.
There's a faint smile on Maeve's face as if she's going to say something else, but she realizes that she's being enough of a bitch today, so she's just going to keep quiet. Which is odd, because usually she just says her bitchy phrases.
Yeah. Anyway, how been things since our last conversation, Maeve? I've been trying to do research, but I still haven't really found much.
Yes, how have things been since our last meeting? I believe that is something best spoken about in private.
We've been plotting a lot of anti-rejection drugs, comes a voice from inside her backpack. Honestly, you'd think that tearing off someone's arm and stapling it onto somebody else would be simple, but no. God had to get involved.
Felix, two things. One, we are in public. And two, why do you keep stowing away inside of my bag?
You kind of hear a pause for about 5 seconds, and he says, "This is Radio 2378, bringing you live coverage of the football."
Danielle's gonna snicker at that.
Maeve's gonna lean down and zip the bag shut.
Now Danielle's trying to contain the laughter.
You kind of hear, "No, my oxygen!" Zip.
She'll open up a tiny little peephole that he can breathe out of.
Knowing my cat, he probably is gonna start pawing it.
Well, and she'll speak in whispered tones as she lowers her voice. Your cat was probably also born a cat, whereas my cat was born a human.
Interesting.
Either way, if we are to continue topics such as these, we should go somewhere more private.
Well, university's not too far away. We could head to my dorm. You could.
Your dorm.
Fine. Yeah, I go to the Trinity College. Luckily, it's just mine. So.
Still, the walls could possibly be thin.
This is true. So it's up to you guys.
Maeve kind of looks between Tessa and Danielle.
Oh, he's at home taking a nap, so I'm free.
I would offer my lab, but I'm still working on cleaning up the mess.
The mess?
It's one of those smiles of like, bitch, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Guess that's what the private conversation will be for. There are parts nearby the school that are actually pretty quiet. No one's really around. But then again, probably eyes everywhere. Guess that's the problem with a lot of this stuff.
Indeed.
And one day when
We can help you clean up.
That is up to you.
clean up,
Yeah, if there was a mess or something, we can help clean up.
You kind of hear vague laughter from inside the bag.
Maeve just kind of, she closes her tablet and she just kind of unceremoniously stuffs it in the bag. It's probably really warm because she's been using it, so Felix can snuggle against that, and then she'll zip the bag up again, leaving only a small little hole for air.
Madam, I still have my dig. Ooh, snuggly.
Of course, you still have your dignity.
However, Kim, important question. What Christmas-themed sweater is he wearing today?
Probably just Christmas trees with little bells.
Excellent.
She'll kind of sling her bag on her back and she'll say, I must warn you, the location of my lab is not the most ideal. For some, anyway.
she'll look at Tessa.
I live in a basement apartment. I don't have much room to talk, so...
Well, if you don't mind following me.
Well, lead the way. Got what I needed here. She puts the bag with the brand of the shop, the Eason store. She'll just put the books that she bought in her backpack.
Oh no, OC, I just remembered something. Oh, fuck. Evan, after all the shit I did yesterday with all the healing rolls, I completely forgot about Maeve's thumb.
Oh, yeah.
And reattaching the tip of her thumb.
Yes. She's missing, for the record, that will now require life 4.
Okay.
She is missing. She is missing the top of her thumb from the only knuckle on the thumb up.
Oh, I think you can regenerate your own limbs at life 3, but we'll talk about
That's
that
more
later.
than just the tip of her thumb. Jesus Christ. When you said tip, I was thinking just like the little fleshy nib at the end. I wasn't thinking like the whole damn knuckle.
Apparently, in order to regenerate a limb is life 4. I have read this.
Fuck.
Your own limb?
Your own limb. It says regeneration of a limb. It doesn't say whose limb.
Oh, I'll find out stuff about that later. So hopefully, because it might be. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's not important right now.
We didn't need it for scanning to get in places.
Nah, it's probably because I think she was slicing with her. Yeah, she was definitely slicing with her right hand, so she probably sliced her left thumb off, or the tip of her right thumb.
This is what happens when you botch a melee roll. Sad things.
Me and scalpers are gonna have to have a talk, but anyway, I just realized she's morbid like that. She probably has her own thumb in a little freaking jar.
Oh, if you've got it preserved, you can regenerate. You can basically just press it back onto the wound. You'd have to cut the wound open again, so it's still bleeding, and then just put the two together, and they should just fuse back with life 3.
Would Maeve be this kind of bitch to do it in front of her guests?
Yes.
Fucking would, yeah. But no. She will offer to drive them all in her car to her lab.
We'll accept the ride.
She'll, sure. A new adventure. Why not?
It's a nice car. It's a resources 4 car. So it ain't too bad. Does this character have resources 4 or resources 5? No, Michael has resources 5. This character has resources 4. Okay, we good. And she'll drive you all to abandoned mental hospital.
The Woodgrove Hill Mental Hospital.
Yes.
The cat will casually pop its head out of the bag. Will you let him come out of the bag?
Yes.
And he will sit on the front seat of the car. He will even ask to be seatbelted.
Considering someone else probably already sat in the front seat before him.
The cat will be very unimpressed.
You can sit on their lap.
He's not an animal.
Look, even people sit on other people's laps in the car. But anyway, so yeah, mental hospital. She'll pull up, probably actually going through like a broken down wall that's, you know, had the debris cleared and everything, so she can, because just a random nice looking car in this empty parking lot in front of this abandoned building looks sus as fuck. So
This is actually a really cool place to hide up in. Whatever you got going on.
just my laboratory. Nothing too terrible.
That depends on if people consider your laboratory to be terrible.
Thank you,
Oh.
Felix.
On the bright side, it's in a mental hospital, he'll say as he casually hops out of the car when you park. At least it will give Miss Daniela practice for later life.
You know, Felix, I might just test some of that old electrotherapy equipment out on you.
Yes, and then who'll be here to protect you when the technocrats come knocking and you don't have the fancy gun?
She'll just say, well, I have more of a cognitive problem. I don't necessarily, it's not necessarily a mental illness. So she just shrugs.
Also, before we go further into the lab, Evan, I need to talk to you. So you said there were several different rooms and compartments to this lab, right? Because it's
Yes.
Decently sized.
One of them, yes, Kim. One of them does include a holding cell.
Okay, good. Is it away from the main laboratory, or like
No,
the main room?
It abuts the main laboratory.
What?
It abuts the main laboratory.
I really don't want this technocrat screaming while I have guests over. Sorry. Adam, don't worry about it. Could I say that when Maeve leaves and she's not seeing to him, to put it politely, that she puts him in a she pretty much puts him to sleep.
No,
Right
because
before-
you've never blue booked that before this point.
Okay. I swear to God, if this fucking technocrat starts screaming, I'm gonna punch him in the jaw.
If you want a blue book that you keep him sedated after this point, you may do.
No, because if she keeps him sedated, then he probably doesn't hurt from all the administrations that she has given to him. Anyway,
Okay.
I don't want to say the injury she's inflicted, but anyway. So yeah, she'll just lead you guys into the sub basement of this really creepy ass place. Before she gets to the door, if you guys look down the hallway, you'll notice a good section of it is kind of blown up.
Looks What happened here?
Someone, because it seems no one in this town, learns that if you are not a member of the technocracy and you play with their technology, it explodes.
I believe he was trying the patterns of the patterns of one of their cell phones. It did not end well for him.
Yikes. Well, we definitely learned that lesson the other day. Or I did.
Indeed. But Maeve will open up the door to her lab and let everyone enter.
You immediately hear a banging on a door from the other side of the room.
What's that?
My guest.
When I get out of here, you bitch, I'll feed you into the matter compressor!
She's just gonna look at Tessa like, She's just gonna look at Maeve and go, who's that?
My guest.
I see. Okay.
Is he the one that had the thing that then got blown up?
Sort of. So she'll just kind of stroll in and set her bag down on one of the tables. Not one of the operating tables, one of the other tables. The lab looks like it could be better. It's seen some wear, particularly towards the front. There are probably scorch marks from where the cone effect kind of backlashed a little bit and, hit the other side of the wall.
Cone didn't actually cause any damage to any material. It only seemed to cut flesh.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. But there's still probably blood stains. Faded, of course. She's continuing to work on cleaning those up. It definitely smells of bleach and sterilizer.
Guess doing a bit of early spring cleaning, huh?
Is this one always so feculently cheerful? Felix says he hops up into his little cat apartment.
Some people just enjoy being cheerful, Felix.
I understand that, but good God.
Jealous?
Did you say jealous? I didn't quite hear you. Okay. He'll say, of that? Ugh, I'd rather be a cat and work for her.
You do.
You are a cat.
Exactly. So I'm saying, no, I'm not jealous. It's as near as a cat can get to a smile. He'll say, I'm going to have to work on those muscles more. Anyway.
You know what? She probably has one of those cat toys filled up with catnip, and she'll just throw it at him.
No, my one weakness!
And they're you can actually get these really crazy toys that have a certain smell to it, and drives cats insane.
Oh, really now?
Oh, speaking of that character, my bad.
Dignity.
Well, I might as well get on telling you the story of what happened recently. She'll walk over and she'll kind of sit herself down on one of the operating tables. She has definitely cleaned the operating table. The working equipment has been sterilized, whereas the floor where all the blood was is yet to be cleaned because she had a lot to do and still needed sleep. And she'll just sort of say, I can't remember, but have any of you received the cell phone, or one of these cell phones, that Miss Jinx was handing out?
Yeah.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah, but unless I'm actually using it, it's wrapped up and the battery's out.
Wonderful. You need to destroy it immediately.
Okay. Why? I'm guessing that has to do with what happened here?
Indeed.
Lovely.
One of the Euthanatos allowed the phone to be hacked by the technocracy.
Why would they do that?
At this point, your guess is as good as mine, but so far, it seems that he is a traitor.
What's his name?
Sergeant Michael O'Sullivan or something of the sort.
The guy that came with us from the church when they attacked?
The one that shot the subdirector's son, yes.
Oh, him.
Indeed.
Why am I not surprised?
If he is perhaps even a... She ponders what she's going to say next, and then eventually, speaks up again and says, I do not know if the two incidents are related, but if he was going to become a traitor and join the technocracy, or at least give us a way to the technocracy, why would he annoy them and shoot the subdirector's son?
And why would they kidnap my parents unless this is just to make it look convincing?
Well, if he shot the subdirector's son, he may not have realized that that's who it was, but he was trying to cement his position with us. Maybe he's trying to be a spy.
That's what I was thinking, but then why do such a sloppy job with the cell phones? The technocracy even told Miss Jinx that he was the one that had done this. If they were an agent, why would they rat them out so easily? Unless there's some other...
Unless he failed to do what he was told to do. And they want us to clean up their mess now.
That is also very possible.
That would make sense. Especially if it was a fuck up that big. How
Indeed.
harsh they seem to be. Why just throw them out?
The technocracy does not strike me as someone who simply throws agents out. How often have you heard of an ex-technocrat?
I haven't really heard much of the technocrats in general, so she shrugs.
Exactly. Actually, why don't we ask my little guest? And she'll hop down off the table and just kind of walk over to his cell.
She gulps.
Tessa's gonna
Somewhat
follow.
audibly. She'll look at Felix the cat and shrug and kind of walk on over.
She'll just kind of casually look at the, the technocrat in the holding cell.
Okay. Do you open the door?
Fuck no. Okay. So, okay. Is it like he's locked in there and if she opens the door it's not going to be a big kerfuffle, or is it...
It's
She
if you
opens
open the door. It's basically there's a metal outer door, and then there's a barred inner door.
Okay. So yeah, she'll motion for you guys to stand back, and then she'll open up the door but stand behind it, like that way it opens up to nothing but blank space.
Okay. You see him standing there in the center of the room, and he smiles.
Daniela sneezes. Probably all the bleach.
He looks directly at the doctor, and he'll say, "You made a rather interesting mistake, Doctor.
Did I now?
You didn't disengage any of my enhancements," he says as he raises his hand.
Oh.
Because you didn't, Kim.
Yeah, well, no. Like I said several times, she was scanning him and everything, and you never came back to me with what
That's fair.
enhancements he
Kim,
had.
out of the game, I'm fucking with you. Because it was funny.
I was about to say, we're about to go to fucking blows. Technocrat and I are about to fucking go at it. I'm gonna shoot
No, it's
him.
fine. He's standing in the center of the room. You did disengage his
I was about to say, yay, another bomb!
for example, one of his fingers was fake and contained some kind of you guess it's a plasma or a proton beam. One of his eyes was fake. It contained a device that allowed him to see through matter. He had a cloaking device installed in his spine, and he had a lot of subdermal armor. Fortunately, where Felix hit him with the premium claws, it was at his neck where he wasn't armored. And those are the ones you could determine.
She probably gave a mini high five to Felix. It's like, you go, little buddy.
Felix is just kind of sitting there in his cat apartment, being like, "I'm cool."
So she'll look at him and say, how often do you have agents or operatives that leave your organization?
We do not leave the technocratic unit. There's an entire subdivision of Iteration X who deal with those who attempt it.
By the way, before she fully lets the technocrats see, she probably puts her hood up.
Okay. She'll contemplate for a moment. She says, or he'll contemplate for a moment. He says, "Well, how about a little history lesson? You know your little virtual adept friends."
Maeve will incline her head.
Well, do you know why they're now a member of the traditions of magic?
I will remind you that not all of the traditions are magical.
Well, that's what they call themselves, isn't it? We just call them the traditions of reality deviancy, where I come from.
How wonderful. But go on. Hello? Technocracy, dude?
Sorry, someone was talking to me. You'll say, have you ever heard of Alan Turing?
Danielle raises her hand.
Yeah. Well, who was he then, girl?
Oh man, even I have to remember who Alan Turing was. If I remember correctly, he was the individual who had something to do with... He was, well, a lot of things. Why can't I... God damn it, Brian, why can't you work today? And I believe he was a big deal in theoretical computer science back in the 50s, 40s. I believe the first general purpose computer was something he was known for.
There will be a nod, a very slow nod, as he says, "Not bad. Not bad, I'll give you that." So, if you ask any, and I mean any, virtual adept who Alan Turing is, they will speak of him in reverential terms, I suppose. He was the individual who was responsible for many different feats. Out of character, Evan thinks that he broke the... Was he the one who broke the Enigma code? I think he was.
I don't remember if he was the one who wrote the Enigma code. I'll check the wiki and come back to you on that.
This is Evan having a brain moment. I think he was the one who broke the Enigma code. He was definitely the father of modern computing.
Oh yeah, and yeah, he cracked the Enigma code.
She'll say, despite orders, due to the technocracy's backing of Nazi Germany, he decided that he would sell, or rather give, the breaking of the Enigma Coast to the to the Allies, thus kiboshing our plans, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
So, well, we will. He'll kind of quirk an eyebrow and he'll say, yes.
She's just gonna have a look of like, damn, that's fucked up.
So, when Mr. Turning was, needless to say, when we falsified the evidence as to Mr. Turning's homosexuality, had him arrested and killed, the probability engineers decided that they would rather leave the Technocratic Union. They're the only significant traitors, since the nonsensical concept of ether was proved false.
Maeve gonna look slightly offended.
Adam, you might remember the name of this off the top of your head. What was the? It's in the side of the book, and it's in quite a lot of major lore. What was the name of the experiment that they did to prove that ether didn't exist and made it completely?
It was a flight engineer thing.
Yeah, because they basically proved that ether didn't exist, thus made ether, thus drove ether out of the Tellurian.
There was I forgot what the reason was. But there was basically, just to sum it up, and from what I remember, basically there was, for some reason, there was like it wasn't less that the technocracy cared that the ether was a thing. I think they wanted to fuck with the etherites because of something, and the void engineers worked to disprove their theory of ether. To fuck them over. Something along those lines. I remember
reading something about that. Basically, the etherites were starting to act up, so the technocracy, thinking that they could bump them down a few notches, disproved it, and then the etherites got all like, "Bitch, you done what?" And then they left.
Yeah, because I think the technocracy had just intended to disprove it as a kind of a, we can do this if we want, but I think it got out of control, and that's why it basically was became vulgar. It was because it was kicked out of the Tellurians' thinking, basically, and how the Tellurian views reality. That's what I think it was. But yes. So anyway, moving swiftly along, he'll stand there, kind of defiantly in the center room, and say, "Inevitably, when we take this city, you will release me."
Really now?
Remember the second law. You never know what'll happen.
But we do. We've already calculated the probability of success to 98.7%.
So curious how you believe that you will be getting out of here alive.
He'll smile and he'll say, "Then kill me."
Not yet.
He'll smile again and he'll say, "Very well then. It will just enable me to report back to headquarters quicker."
But you will not be leaving this cell.
We shall see.
Sounds to me like you got a plan.
You don't rise to be a white suit and not always have a plan.
A white suit, you think that makes you special?
My. The thing from a disparate group that can't even agree if up is down and down is up is talking to me. I should nearly be impressed that you've managed cognitive reasoning enough to speak.
Damn.
She's striking that zippo on her leg so much. Light snuff out, light snuff out, light snuff out.
You're going so robotic to me. Is that just for me or is that for everyone else?
She's robotic, but I can hear her. Basically, she's like flicking the Zippo lighter on and off. At hearing that.
Nat, what might help is just pop out and pop back into the hangout. That tends to work when it goes robot to crap.
Is it still robot-y then?
Oh no, it's not roboting anymore. Hooray.
There you go.
So yeah, you were flicking your Zippo lighter. He's just standing there in the middle of the room. He's not doing anything.
Evan,
Yash.
I have an idea.
Oh lordy.
Okay, so it's possibly going to be a life matter effect. What I want to do is, Maeve is going to kind of go back over to her workstation. She's going to work on something. But basically, I want to create, because god damn it, I'm going to implement it into this game. It's pretty much going to be a spray bottle, but
Kim, are you creating the squirt bottle of death?
not of death, of pain. Basically, whenever the liquid in the bottle touches your skin, it's not going to do any physical harm, but it will burn and really, really, really irritate the skin. Just kind of like a no, bad, squirt, squirt, you know.
That's fair. Okay. That would be. Do you want it to? You don't want it to inflict damage. You just want it to inflict discomfort.
Yes.
That would be life 2, matter 2.
I can do that. I'm gonna do that.
You do that.
I am going to do that. In my sanctum, I'm gonna roll science first to lower the difficulty, because I love me some science.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I did say that. Sad. Only 2 successes.
I'll still lower the difficulty by the 2.
Yep. And then because it's 2 plus 3, which should mean the diff would be 5. You're not doing the conjunctive spheres where that adds another.
I am not.
That's not a thing.
So
That's
it'd be,
not a thing.
it'd be 5. I already have the diff lowered to 2, not to mention that I'm using foci and that I'm in my sanctum. So yeah. 3 for turn. I love doing stuff in my sanctum, dear lord.
For the record, every roll here will represent an hour of work.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's the downside of being a technomancer.
Kinda. Okay, so I got 2 successes. Will that be enough to have a squirt bottle of this stuff?
No. Sorry.
So maybe we'll just kind of look up from her work and say, give me a moment. Give me a little bit more than a moment, guys.
2 hours later.
Need any help?
I almost have this. Give me about another hour. And then
I'm glad she almost has it.
Well, she'll actually go up to the technocracy guy during her working, if this is cool. She'll say, well, seems like this is a good opportunity. This is me trying to get a little bit of technocracy lore. What are the technocracy all about?
Join us and find out, Reality Deviant.
Reality deviant, what does that mean? She just kind of, when he laughs, she's kind of looking at him with a straight face, just like, and if he's the kind of individual I think he is, he could probably read that she's on her face as, dude, I'm just asking a question. You don't have to laugh.
He will look at her and he'll say, sorry, he'll look over at Maeve and he'll say, and this is the reason why the technocracy will win this city, because of your inexperienced little, I don't even know what you are.
I don't really know either.
Well,
Guess that's why I'm asking questions.
Reality. Have you encountered the force that we would call temporal neurowave distortion, or you, I believe, call paradox?
Dave quietly chimes in. It's called rejection.
Wished. He will kind of raise an eyebrow and he'll say, actually, wait, Kim, did you just drop a technocratic term? Because the Society of Ether...
That is a technocratic term. Never mind. She doesn't say that. She's focusing on her work. Go back.
I was going to say, because even the Society of Ether call it paradox.
Yep. I think, no, even technocrats call it, certain technocrats call it the paradox effect.
It's true, others call it rejection.
Yeah, progenitors call it rejection. I forgot that.
I got it. That makes sense.
You don't say that.
What she'll say. No, I personally haven't encountered it, although I have been warned of it.
Whenever y'all want to say the hour's up, just let me know.
Okay, you can have the hour up now.
Okay.
You sound
Okay.
so pathetic. It's
Can I
adorable.
still talk to him? Or
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Just got really quiet, so I didn't know what was
so
going
she'll
on.
what did she ask? Oh yeah, he was talking about she said I haven't encountered it, but I've been warned of it.
He'll say, that is because you stray and deviate from the course of the modern consensus, the ability of humanity in order to understand and comprehend, the ability for them to believe. Thus, you deviate from the course of reality. The Technocratic Union does not.
Well, don't people believe also in, I mean, a lot of people believe in God and fairies and spirits and demons and all that. I mean, you have
That is, he will snort derisively, mostly because Evan doesn't want to snort. And he will say, only the ignorant few believe in such extra-dimensional beings as God.
there's
and
1.2
fairies.
billion people in Africa, dog. That doesn't make any sense. But
We will let
believe all sorts of things.
He will hold his hand and he'll say, we'll let the dirt farmers matter when the dirt farmers matter.
But if the world is built up of the belief systems, like you said, then wouldn't they count too?
Not inherently, no. It is the consensus belief majority. Also, you have to understand that in this world, the holy dollar is the only true God. In this world, the belief in advancement is the only true faith and creed. And in this world, what has become the American way, the European way, holds more sway than any crowned head or pontificating bishop. We are that way.
Oh, fair enough then.
As I say, the
That
day
sounds kinda weird.
those sub-Saharan mucks start building cities out of their shithole is the day that they'll start to matter to the technocrats.
South Africa?
Sub-Saharan.
Okay. I said Africa.
Well, sub-Saharan Africa is anything below the Sahara in Africa, so it's below the. It's about equatorial Africa down.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, not even counting Africa, you got the South United States. Several people are still Christian in other Western countries. You have China with Taoist and all sorts of Buddhist beliefs.
This is why, if you ever pay attention, you foolish girl.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand. No need to make fun of it.
I choose to make fun of you. It is a life choice.
All right.
Moving on. This is why. Oh, okay. Sorry. I just read the side chat. Do you want to roll me some dice, Natalie? Yeah.
Hannah's just talking, or not Hannah. Danielle's just talking to him, just like, hey, I'm just having a conversation with this dude, and then she's probably gonna see a fireball come from her peripheral vision.
Well, I just have to know if you're actually like rolling dice to make a fireball.
She has a ball of fire. It's a small ball of fire, but it is a ball of fire.
He appears utterly unimpressed. Well, no, you don't actually have a ball of fire. In order to have a ball of fire, it requires 3 successes. As per.
Okay, she has a flame building.
Okay.
Be paradoxical as fuck because you're in a technomancer sanctum.
Yes, it is. That is considered vulgar with witnesses. So I need to look up the book.
So it's gonna be 5 plus the sphere effect.
Oh, that's
Plus the sphere. Yep. So 5 plus highest sphere, you still only get a dot. But if you botch, you're gonna. It's 2 plus 2. If you botch, it's 2 plus 2 dots per highest sphere.
I thought.
If you
Okay,
want-
so I thought that is it only one for vulgar witnesses? And yes, it is an M20, isn't it? Okay.
It's one for vulgar magic. It's just all vulgar magic. It's one paradox. Coincidental 0. It only matters when you botch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, Nat, if you wouldn't mind, please adding one paradox to your sheet, because as I say, you are in somebody else's sanctum. So all effects are considered all mystical effects are considered to be in one way or another vulgar in this space. But he doesn't appear phased by the tiny flicks of fire as he continues. What were you asking him?
I was just saying, no, continue with what you were saying about.
What was
I think he was talking about,
Oh,
like he was making fun of me for like, if you would only listen, you imbecile.
yes. You will continue to say, this is why certain faith-based belief systems cause us issues, because you were right. Certain people do believe that if a priest lays upon their hand, they can cure the sick, the dying, or hell, even raise the dead from time to time. But then again, these are becoming fewer and fewer as people become more discerning in the 21st century.
This is true. Guess I thought the term reality deviant was strange because, I mean, if it's happening, then is it really deviating? It's kind of like, when people talk about technology, how it's unnatural and that we shouldn't use it. But if we can do it within nature, then is it really unnatural? But I don't know.
Kim, your second hour will have elapsed by now.
Okay. I got 5 successes total.
Excellent. How many of those are you putting into effect? How many are you putting into duration?
You
Now I'm
could.
just gonna fit.
What were you going to say, Adam?
I would recommend putting at least 2 into duration, so that you can have it last for the day, or one, or just 1 for the scene.
I was going to.
Yeah, I shouldn't side seat game it. My bad.
I was gonna put 2 into duration, 3 into effect. But I'll probably make a more permanent version of this later just to word it. People really fucking annoy me.
All right, then. So you have your sport bottle. The liquid itself is kind of purpley.
So when she's finally done and is not having to concentrate on creating the I don't know what to call it. The squirt bottle, the spray bottle. She'll finally look over to Tessa.
Clearly, it should be called Dr. Maeve's Taser in a Jar.
She'll look over at Tessa and say, correct me if I'm wrong, but you traditions have something against doing magic in another's place, correct?
Well, I haven't done it. Oh,
Is
do
that
I
not
want
what
to, though?
you would call magic?
Holding a lighter? I guess you could say that. And she'll put out the flame. Closing the Zippo and putting it in her pocket.
The technocrat will look at her full in the face and say, "Good dog."
Spray bottle.
You see his clothes start to melt, and you see his skin start to form a weird kind of reddish twisting rash as he looks down, and he says, "Oh, you clearly don't know the fact that white suits have their pain receptors removed. I have no sense of feeling."
Guess that can have its advantages and disadvantages. It's just kind of looking at how the skin is kind of getting all weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's starting to actually blister, and you see pustules physically starting to.
Oh,
Maeve is taking pictures.
But he's just very calmly standing there. Would you mind? Sorry, I keep pressing my own mute button. Would you mind not doing that again? This shirt was expensive.
How's Tessa doing when like did she decide to?
She is pacing like she is ready to like kill.
Why don't you unleash your dog on me and let me give it the smackdown it clearly deserves? Then I'll go to the rest of you and be done in time enough to leave.
She knows it's not doing anything, but it's annoying him somewhat, so she's just gonna spray him with the squirt bottle again.
It continues to eat his shirt. It causes his skin to blister and redden. For the record, it looks really gross. Like the blisters are huge, pus-filled yellow things that they just got over the skin. It doesn't appear.
Danielle's gonna steer clear because if that stuff's popping, that's probably going everywhere.
Well, you wanted it to be magical irritation, so eyeballs it is.
It's fucking cool. Maeve thinks it's awesome. She'll say, you know, how do I phrase this for one of your ilk? She's kind of very clearly pondering over what to say, and will eventually say, there's no need to call anyone a dog. The only dog I honestly see here is you. After all, you're just another tool for the technocracy. Nothing more, nothing less. Many would call that nothing but being an obedient dog.
He'll smile. So, you mean to tell me that you can honestly respect these sycophants who whisper their juju into their medicine bags and from that alter reality in the deviancy of the Tellurian?
I mean, hey,
Tell me that you respect that, Doctor.
Weren't you guys getting your ass kicked by a priest?
Our reality deviant Alpha 1. He will be dealt with.
And was the subdirector's son not killed by a reality deviant?
I'm just saying, you're scoffing at this, yet, and she kind of, oh god, you're scoffing at this, yet it still seems to be something that you're having trouble dealing with. Why the posturing?
Is it trouble to crush an insect? No. However, insects can be fast. You merely have to wait until you can exert the pressure you need, and then crush.
I don't know, it seems that you're losing quite a few agents in doing this. It seems much more than just a common fly or insect. As I said, the subdirector's son was killed by one of these reality deviants, was he not?
And that's why the subdirector is deploying his own Crimson Valkyrie squadron. You will soon know the meaning of fear.
More than likely not.
No, you see him, as he says that, he immediately bites his lower lip and he's like, shit!
Felix, make a note of that, please.
You see one of the most adorable sights in nature, a cat tapping on a tablet.
So, Maeve will just kind of smile and she'll lean into the bars and say, see what goading gets you, you idiot.
It makes no difference. When I fail to report in, they will send men in order to recapture me, make sure I am not speaking. Oh, they'll more than likely kill me. I have no delusions about this. I should have killed myself when I was taken, but you took my suicide capsule. I don't doubt that I die for the glory of the technocracy and the director's initiative. I'm happy to die for their service. However, I live now in knowledge that at least I will see the light leave your eyes before I myself am decommissioned.
Whatever helps you feel safe, man.
Is it really glory, though? You've launched an all-out attack on priests, of all things, and were pushed back. glory is that?
Do you know
Glory
how rare?
of failure.
Do you know how rare Alpha 1 reality deviants are now? Since the Avatar, well, no, what do you technically call the Avatar? Don't they have a name for it?
The disruption event or something like that.
We'll just call it the Great Disruption.
I'll find it. It's in the lexicon, so I'll try to find it.
Still sounds like you weren't prepared and very easily pushed back, losing several important and key members.
Hardly. Most of those who fought this church were raw recruits that had been pressed into service in order to make a point.
That you're desperate?
Dimensional anomaly.
Hardly. Thank you. He will look at Tessa and Crook and Eyebrow, and he'll say, "We," to quote, "We are, as they say, Legion." Ask your Mr. Bellic. He's seen our invasion force.
Guess I will.
Now then, what do you want from me? Why won't you simply kill me?
Where's the fun in that?
I'm just
You have
visiting
no
here.
pain?
I can't feel pain.
Exactly.
You can't torture me.
Oh, darling, that's adorable. I can test out so many new things on you. And you won't scream, which, quite frankly, means I can continue to play my music.
There's a smile as he says, "How interesting. I did not know. We shall see what happens."
I'll spray him again
You
with
know-
the bottle.
Okay. Same. His skin bubbles and starts to melt, and it liquefies slowly.
Wait, it's starting to liquefy? Hold up. I thought this wasn't doing damage!
It's not. It's just dissolving some of his clothing. He's just standing there. I see. In that case, I have no great wish to speak to you any further. He'll turn and kind of turn his back on you.
To be fair, you weren't really speaking, you were goading and giving out secrets of the technocracy.
Oh well.
Unless these were secrets you were meant to know.
Find that hard to believe.
That just sounds like covering up.
Kind of.
But anyway, you do you, man. And that's why we feel pain. Because you should be bothered by that. Oh my god. She's gonna go away and probably go to the washroom.
Maeve just kind of looks over at Daniela, and it's just kind of got that look like, how are you not really intrigued by this? Because Maeve looks like a giddy schoolgirl.
She just has the water running and maybe by a sink and just kind of holding her hand over her mouth. She could probably hold it in.
Please do not vomit.
I'm trying. I'm succeeding.
Maeve will hand her one of those vomit bags.
Thanks.
Nod.
I wonder if he feels internal discomfort.
What did you have in mind?
Wondering what that'll do up his ass?
Or she'll fill a syringe up. No, because then that means she's gonna have to figure out a way to get in there and get to him without. Are any one of you good with darts?
That's a Dex Athletic thing, right?
No, it's a dex. It depends how are you delivering the dart.
Well, she'll ask, what do you mean, like playing darts, like throwing them?
Yes. If I fill up, if I fill up one of the hypodermic needles with some of this material, and you throw it at him and hit him with it,
I'm
you
not
can see
sure.
how it works internally.
I'll be honest, I'm not comfortable doing that.
You know I
Look
can
over
hear
at
you,
Tessa.
right?
I know. She'll look over
No,
at
I
Tessa.
can't. And no, I can't feel internal discomfort.
I got pretty
You
good
better
aim.
calm me.
Would it make you feel better, Tessa? Or Miss Tessa?
Oh, yeah.
To her large cabinet of syringes, she goes. And
She'll kind of have the barf bag with her across her arms, and she'll ask the guy, So you said you're a white suit. What does that mean?
I believe he said he was a white suit, not a void suit.
I said white suit. Well,
Void suit.
maybe I did say white suit. Who knows?
Yes, I am a white suit. It's a denotation of my rank.
What do you do?
You see him stand very. He turns again and stands and he says, "You'll see in a few moments."
Oh, that does not sound good.
Anyway,
Are you filling up? Are you filling up the dark, Kim?
No, now she's kind of stopped because she's just like, that sounds shifty, and the last thing I need is for this dude to die because I need to possibly use him for an arm later.
Okay. You don't think, for the record, his arm would be suitable based on the metal graftings that have been done up and down it, as say the armor? Hmm. It's more so the fact that you're not exactly sure how to disconnect it. You might be able to.
Either way, Michael's arm will still probably be used anyway. The Thanatos was all like pound flash for flash.
I did enjoy that Thanatos empathy.
then I'll just kind of walk away and probably be near the exit.
You really do not have a good stomach, do you?
No, I'm not leaving because of the stomach. You guys do what you have to do.
She'll have a very, very small, basically what she'll do is she'll pretty much take the needle, kind of dip it into the solution, and then add the syringe on just to have more leverage to throw it.
You're aware this gives him some sharp to like cut his throat and stuff with, right? It'd be a slow process, but he could.
Actually, she's using one of those, I'm not exactly sure what they're called because we haven't used them in class, but, like when you do an IV on a patient, it's actually really cool. It's like a needle, but pretty much when you insert it into the vein, it turns into a... Oh, I'm thinking of something completely different. Forget me. Damn. That would have been cool. Well, the last thing I'd suggest is going in there with him. That has been quite rude.
Yes. Unless you want me to give you back a broken dog.
You talk a lot of smack for someone who was taken down by a cat.
A cat with premium claws who decided to open my jug before I knew what was happening.
That sounds like a lot of excuses from a white
I
suit.
wasn't aware. I wasn't aware the Society of Ether had produced Premium yet. Where did you get that?
Unlike you, we don't tell our secrets, idiot.
Really? Well, I do. How is it the cat is furnished with technocratic material? You were the one talking of traitors.
Oh, see, does Maeve even know how the cat got these things?
No.
I'll just shrug. Don't know who you're intimating as a traitor, unless it's the cat himself. I don't know where he even got those claws.
Well, why is it you assume all traitors need to take human form?
Because if Felix was really a member of the technocracy, why would he slit your jugular?
Maintaining his cover.
He's
You
a
act as
cat.
if
He
my-
could have done that by hiding.
No. Nonsense. If you think of him as intelligent and articulate, you will speak to him. You will let him give advice. You will let him sit in. What is the life of one white and two black suits compared to that level of information? We're expendable after all. We know we're expendable. That kind of information is invaluable. After all, I'm merely asking, how did he get the technocratic hardware?
It's gonna shut the door and then kind of go over to Felix.
The cat is not where it was.
I was nearby. Did I see where it went? Because I walked away.
It bolted up. It bolted out the door and back into the hospital properly.
Maeve has cameras all over the hospital. Can she see him on any one of them? Also, I did specify that the sweater had bells on it, so...
I thought you meant like as in stitched in bells.
Yeah, like bells that were actually stitched into the clothing.
Oh, okay,
Like
yes.
jingles.
Okay, cool. I thought you meant as in they were just like little designs on the actual sweater as opposed to actual bells. In that case, you would have heard ding 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 ding.
I see where he went.
And you see him. Beg your
I see
pardon?
where he went on the cameras.
Is Kim all sad because cat buddy?
Just answer the question, please.
I don't mean to laugh at your sadness.
Just answer the question, please.
He's currently upstairs. In the he's currently sitting upstairs in front of the main door of the hospital itself.
Does it look like he's waiting on someone?
It does, you know. Okay, I'm gone.
Do we really have to kill a cat now?
What's going on? I'm gonna...
How much minute sub does Maeve have?
I'm rolling that perk empathy.
Give it at him!
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Where's my... There's darkness in Dublin. Rolls. There are rolls.
See, you had to keep pushing him. You had to keep pushing him.
I wasn't the one pushing.
I was simply asking him questions. She was genuinely curious and just wanted to ask. Like, she wasn't trying to push him or be mean or try to piss him off. She was just genuinely trying to understand his logic.
I failed, bruh. What?
I failed
I
too.
have 4 successes. 10 tip counts.
Oh, okay, how are you trying to lie to them? What were you trying to say to them?
She's not trying to lie. She's just trying to... Okay. So Maeve has kind of made her... She doesn't really like to show emotion much because she finds showing emotion to be weakness. But she's trying to hide the fact that she's actually hella sad that the cat, seems to be hitting on someone and has technocratic technology.
Okay.
After the cat, then Tessa's gonna start going.
For the record, the cat is no longer alone.
Oh no, who the fuck else is with him?
It's in my picture, Kim.
Hold on. No! No!
So I'm just gonna follow Tessa since she wanted to run after the cat.
When you enter, it's literally just up a set. You have to climb several flights of steps, but you see this individual standing, holding the cat.
Before they can run out, Maeve, seeing who the fuck is on the screen, though she doesn't know who the hell is on the screen, she's gonna be like, that looks like a technocrat. Perhaps we should leave out of the back entryway.
What?
Kim. Buzz. 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 Buzz.
She looks at her phone.
Silverite.
You're having too much fun with this, Evan.
It's just glorious. I'm sorry, no, I just love how people had to keep poking the technocrat because he has no idea what's going on here. This is way above his pay grade. He's just like, why does that cat have premium claws? Because it does.
Don't fucking question it, you goddamn bitch. So Maeve just kind of looks down at her phone. She'll blink for a moment and then shut the phone and say, "The cat, then, correct?"
Yeah?
I beg your pardon.
We will all start heading up to the fucking cat.
I guess we didn't hear Maeve because we already ran out. I don't know. So.
Oh, okay, that's all Gucci then. She's coming up behind you guys.
Oh no, little. It's fine. These things happen. We don't expect this coincidence, this causality. You enter and you see this woman, whom Adam has seen before, standing in the antechamber holding the cat.
Okay. She sees her. She looks like she freezes. And
so lovely to see you again, Miss Griffin. Want a new friend? I don't know you. I don't know your face. Miss...
Nanya.
What?
Nanya.
What the...
Nanya
what
business.
Oh dear.
And I want to incinerate the cat.
Okay.
oh. And here's the thing. She just runs. She runs in the through the hospital and is gonna try and find a window and get out.
Okay.
I was going to spend willpower and let's see. It starts at 5?
I beg your pardon?
To make the
Okay.
fire, it starts at 5, yes?
Yeah, it starts at 5, and it's a vulgar effect.
Uh-huh.
So
Getting more paradox. Yeah.
one more paradox. Starts at 5. It's vulgar. My brain's just dead here today. Sorry. So it's 4 plus 2. Sorry. It does it start at 5 or 4, Adam? My brain is dead today.
What is this? What are we talking about here?
She wants to basically try and roast the cat.
She wants to roast the cat. Okay. So
I assume it's a fireball, which is prime 3. Oh, sorry, which is forces 3, prime 2.
Are you
I'm
using
using my lighter to create the fire, not.
Okay, in that case, it's forces 2, prime 2. You're basically just actually manipulating
No,
the
you
fire.
don't even
so
need prime 2. You just need forces.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because you're not creating the fire itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just need the forces 2 in order to manipulate the fire. So does it start at
And-
diff 5 or diff 4?
It would start at diff 4 because this is well, it honestly depends on you. This is an abandoned place without a lot of people.
It's still vulgar.
But still, it's okay. It'll be 4.
Okay, cool. So in that case, you add the 2 to that for the sphere effect, so that means it becomes diff 6, and then you're using an instrument which lowers it to 5, and you're spending a quint which lowers it to 4, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I'm spending willpower.
Okay.
You can do a lot of damage if you get enough.
That's what I'm hoping. Kitty gets 4 ag. Or
Plus
4
the
lethal
1
or whatever.
automatic, so it'd be 6.
As the fire
Yeah,
flies towards him, though, there is basically a shimmer of light around this person, and the fire completely disrupted and kind of falls. It doesn't exactly. It's like it flicks around them, if you understand me. So the fire will kind of twirl around them in maybe like a hurricane-like effect, but then it'll just dissipate. That's very rude. You've been dealing with very rude people, little Felix. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to get kind of okay. So Daniela is GTFOing as quickly as her legs can carry her.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
What's Maeve doing, Kim?
She probably just left that technocrat still in the cell, so she's walking.
Would
back up.
technocratic Maeve leave her fellow technocrat in a cell?
Probably not. So she probably just kind of opened the door and was like, actually, does she know this dude?
Yes, actually, his name is Peterson, or Agent Number 137.
Just kind of glance over his injuries and say, my apologies, Agent.
He'll nod, and he will say, "It was rather curious, if I may say, finding that you were the search and destroy target I was sent to search and destroy, and you didn't know me. I felt as though it was best to enact defense protocol. I felt it was better to enact espionage protocols, as you were no doubt on a mission for the higher-ups."
Destroyed.
Well, more aptly, you were to be taken, the virtual adept and anyone else were to be destroyed.
Well, you nearly did destroy that little sorcerer. But anyway, come now, the director is here.
Very good. For the record, oh yeah, I will point out that Natalie gets the award for what I will refer to as balls of steel.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
The director looks at you and she says, "Now then, are we going to talk without the violence?"
Talk.
Yeah. Adam. Okay, so the abandoned mental institution is on top of a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's on top of a hill in the middle of a kind of a wooded parkland area. I've actually based this on a real place called the Woodland Sanatorium in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to a window, you see a number of flinking lights all around you from suits that are about a time and a half as tall as a person that are kind of kneeling around the building, forming a perimeter. One of them is bright. They are all bright red.
She'll probably see that and then take cover.
They're not firing. They're just maintaining a cordon.
Well, yeah, she'll think like, "Oh shit," and she'll probably hide behind something to get away from the window. And then she'll try and find an opening in the perimeter, trying to stay away from the windows.
So, now then, little Felix, he will say, "I'm sorry that we failed you, I'm sorry that we failed you, Director. No, it is I. I had assumed that my darling, darling Maeve would have dealt with all of my search and destroy team, but that was simply not the case. It's not your fault, my dear. She's being very gentle with the cat. Kim, you may join us now if you wish.
Maeve will walk in, see the director, and kind of give her a nod.
You know something? If Tessa doesn't interfere, the director will walk over, wrap one arm around Maeve's wrist, and will lean in and kiss her very deeply. Does Tessa do something to intercede on this, or does she not?
Actually, when Maeve walked up after hearing that Maeve's her little goonie,
Goonies!
Tessa would have decked her.
Nice. Roll me Dex Brawl to the face. Everyone has to have their moment, Kim.
I'm gonna die here in a moment, anyways.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
you-
you don't. You'll probably.
You're not going to die. That would look suspicious and bloody. God.
I have a feeling somebody else is going to get the double H flaw tonight.
I have 3 successes.
Why did you have it at diff 7?
Because I was going for the face.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
That'd be the fate.
Yeah, that would be. Okay. Roll me some damage.
That's
Sweet.
still 3 successes.
That's fair. Roll me some sweet bashing to the face.
I got Roll to try to dodge. Damn.
You were not expecting this. You literally just walked into the room and pop in the face.
You're right though. Okay.
You take 2.
You can soak with stamina. Stamina.
Please don't fail me now.
I'm at injured, so she's probably like doing a running limp.
Okay, so I take 1 bashing.
Kim, you get hit right in the face. It hurts. Oh.
Traitorous whore.
Maeve looks kind of shocked. Like, wow, did this bitch just really punch me? And then she'll look back over. And, I would do something with life, and then I realized I can't fast cast. That's okay. That's okay. Maeve will just kind of look back and say, no, I don't particularly believe that I am a traitorous whore. But you will be soon enough.
No. No.
To answer your question, Adam, yes.
Okay. That's all.
Now then, come here, Maeve. The director says.
And she will head on over.
Oh, my poor darling. She will say, she strokes your face with the gloved hands, and she says, oh, what did that mean that this would do to you? Ah, Agent Carlson, I see you're still alive. Yes, Director, my apologies for my failure. You'll see one of the director's nails extends through her glove. If any of you have all of you seen the movie Full Metal Alchemist or seen the anime Full Metal Alchemist?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I've seen the T-1000 from Terminator, too.
That is also acceptable. Basically, one of her nails super elongates into a spike, and it goes straight through his skull, puncturing it. And you see him kind of buck slightly before he falls onto the ground. He says, oh, my apologies. I don't like it when I'm failed by my agents. So, poor little Felix here. Oh, Felix is going to hop into Maeve's arms.
Yes.
She will, does Felix get cuddled?
Low key cuddles, but cuddles, yes.
Yes. She will say, "So my men have this place surrounded. Your little Daniela will not get far. So what do we do with this one?" She will say, looking at Tessa. "I could kill her, but that would be vulgar. She is your guest, after all, my darling Maeve. What fate would you have me give her?"
If she is to disappear, things would not go over well with the other reality deviants. Perhaps a trip to the room.
Oh. She will lean in and kiss Maeve on the head. She says, "You always had the most excellent ideas, my love." So Daniela is attempting to run the blockade, basically.
Well, she wants to see if there's an opening in the perimeter, and she can't find one.
There's a suit spaced every 25 to 30 feet, and their heads are constantly in motion.
Oh
So
my
you assume
God.
they're scanning.
She'll just attempt to find a place to... She'll probably go to the upper floors and try and find a place to hide. No. Are there any trees around the building?
There are, well, no, not basically. Okay, Wood Hill sits on the top of a hill, literally. And then the nearest trees are about. There are trees, but they're about 50 yards away from the building in a circle.
So I wouldn't be able to jump to one of the trees.
Oh God, no.
Okay, that's fair. Fuck.
If it helps,
You know what she's gonna
plan.
do? She's huh?
I would just like to point out, if it helps, I had not planned this scene to go this way.
We're supposed to be a social. I'm gonna start calling you Tiny Brett.
What was that, Kim?
I'll start calling you Mini Brett.
Mini Brett.
Plot and social scenes. Not
Well,
saying it's a bad thing.
it was you who started the plot and the social scenes by going, "Hey, Mr. Technocrat, give me your secrets."
Actually, no, I wasn't even gonna do that until you hopped in. It was just gonna be a social, but then you joined in, and it was just kind of like, I mean, I guess while it's here, it's possible to talk to the Technocrat.
I'm gonna use the thing the Commodore gave me and call him.
Oh shit!
Oh no! Jesus Christ, this is gonna go 50 ways sideways.
Okay, you hear, "This is Lieutenant Eppingham aboard the Wind of Ether. Please report." Oh no, you got the Commodore's personal.
Yeah, I got his personal frequency tone.
Oh God, this had better be important. I was just at a very merry on birthday.
Commodore, this is Danielle. I was just with Maeve and Tessa. We were visiting her lab, and God, right now we're at. She'll give the name of the hospital, and she'll say, "There's technocrats surrounding this place, and the sub-director's here." The director. Yeah, she'll say the director's here. My bad.
By the ether!
I don't know where Tessa is. She didn't run. I don't know where Tessa went. I ran, but she didn't follow behind me.
Very well. We'll dispatch help immediately. Perkins! My battle breeches! Kim, I don't care what this scene is called. It is now called Perkins, My Battle Breeches.
Yes.
All right. You see the director's eyes immediately. Her head immediately snaps up, and she says, "That was an etherite communication. Damnation. Sub Commander, we're about to have company. Activate all battle units. Kill Miss Griffith now. Yes, Director. It will be done." You see the suits outside start to maneuver, like they start to stand up because they had been previously sitting down.
Mm.
and they start to move very quickly towards the building as the one closest to you in your field of vision physically explodes in a huge shower of machine parts.
I am just getting the fuck out of Dodge. Wherever I'm going, where they aren't.
Okay.
As soon as the director says that, Maeve will kind of lean over and says, "This would be the expenditure of more troops, but possibly a way to cover this up. My cover has been blown, at least in front of Miss Tessa here. She goes to the room, and she returns reprogrammed, similarly to how I am. And all would be fine. Miss
Very
Griffith does not understand. She does not know. I will forget all this. There is no need to kill her. This would just make things more difficult, as the Aetherites would be on a much higher alert. Of course, do not make this easy for her to leave. Of course, put up a fight, and more agents will be lost, of course, on both sides, but it could be a possible way to salvage the situation."
I'm inclined to agree.
Invisibility rope.
Okay, in that case, we will have to go to. In that case, we'll go to initiative.
Okay.
You want me to go into initiative 2, or am I a separate thing?
No, you're separate from this.
Okay.
For the record, you're currently seeing what you can only describe as ethernautic attack helicopters that are more gears than sense attacking robots.
She will marvel at the technology later.
Do that Marvel thing. Can you please roll me 3d10?
Sure.
I love time as a sphere.
Do you want me to roll it in ST rolls or regular rolls?
One or the other, I don't really care.
Okay. Oh, 8 and 10.
There we go.
And a 2.
And a 2. The director's just simply going to look at Tessa, and she's going to send... What's your willpower, Natalie, please?
Not nearly high enough.
Well, no, because every
I'm scrolling.
every
up.
mind effect has to be done properly, so it's your willpower plus 2 because you are an awakened being.
So it'd be total of 8 because she's at willpower
Okay.
6.
Cool, no worries. In that case, you see her press. She has a tiny implant that's clearly visible on her temple. And if you wouldn't mind, please rolling me 5 dice. 5 dice. Adam, difficulty 5.
No successes.
Good God. Oh well.
Praise
In that
be
case,
once.
in that case, Tessa, make your move.
Invisibility rote and run.
Okay.
I must spend
Well-
another willpower because getting out of here right now is important. And I will spend a quint to get it down to 3 because I need this to work.
I like how you made special note the dragon was at home today.
I did.
We got
And I
one.
have 1 success from the willpower.
Okay, you won't turn invisible though, unfortunately, because you need to actively split your success. Okay, you can either turn invisible for a round, which is not a lot, or you can continue to try and cast, because there would be either one to effect or one to duration. You don't have both.
She's gonna keep casting, but can she start moving to get away?
You can keep.
Adam, are you able to concentrate and move, or are you not?
Depends on what she's
Because
doing.
it is an
a-
action. It is an action to cast.
Well,
but it is a full action to cast, isn't it?
Well, you can do it's a full action to cast. Can you run and cast? I think moving is like can be a part of your action. I'm not sure if they don't really. I don't remember fully. That'll have to be your call.
I think it also depends on your paradigm. For
Yeah.
example, if you're a dancer, you can dance and cast.
Yeah, exactly. Like if martial arts or yoga.
Might makes right.
Well, what's your?
Give me a second to give me. What are your practices though?
Don't have any practice on there.
Oh,
Oh,
well, okay. That was my oversight. After the scene, you will need to come up with a number of practices, but they
Okay.
can be generated from the book.
Okay.
So for the time being, I'm going to say no, you can't move and cast because there's nothing to say you can.
Okay.
But you can continue the casting next round. Christ knows, knowing my luck, I'm going to fucking fuck this roll up again.
it's a +1 diff though.
That's fine.
Okay. Can you roll me an effect again, please, Adam? Because she
3d10.
failed last time. She's 5d10.
Oh, 5d10. Okay, roll 2 more.
Oh wait, shit, we're in initiative, right?
Correct.
Probably roll my initiative too.
5, 2, 5, 3, and 4.
Okay. She will very casually look at Tessa, and the command will be sleep, at which point you lose consciousness. Which will take us out of initiative, Kim, so you don't really need to roll it. If it helps, myself and Natalie now get to have great fun when we... Natalie, would you like to roleplay your time in room 101, or would you like to not?
I'm up for role playing it.
Yes! I get to use the interrogation rules. Aha!
That's gonna be interesting.
By the way, where is... there are security cameras all around this place, aren't there?
Yes.
Okay. So what is Daniela doing now? Sorry, I'm going to flick back to Danielle.
I think at this point, she's going to try and solid snake it up. Try and sneak around and use the distraction of the Ethernautic ships to try and find an opening to get the hell out.
Okay. You see a cadre of Etherites wielding what can only be described as laser cannons, charging at the Iteration X suits, including the Commodore with his cloak billowing in the wind, his gigantic peacock feather hat, as he shouts, "Battle, Britches!" I apologize for nothing. This is my joke character. I'm allowed to have a joke character. You have any idea how serious all of them are?
Oh, God help me.
You will basically see the jetpack on his back activate as he jumps into the air, landing on the shoulders of one of the void constructs, and starts shooting his gun directly down into it, as every shot brings him down about another half a foot as he carves his way through it.
She'll probably start once she sees an opening, an opportunity to make it through, she's going to take it.
Okay. I just need to make what is Daniela's willpower?
5.
Okay, so this will be a difficulty 4 roll. Can you please roll me 5 dice?
7, 9, 4, 3, 1.
Okay. You feel something is in your head. As in you feel another presence.
What? Ooh, what's going on?
You feel like it's looking for something. Everything from your perspective starts to slow.
Can I try and activate a Mind 1 effect to just kick it out? As a mental defense? Am I trying to figure out what this thing is in my head, or trying to view it within my own head?
Yeah, basically what you can do with the Mind 1 road is you can do that. Have you ever seen Stargate SG-1?
No.
Okay. Basically what you can do is you can essentially retreat inside your own mind with the Mind 1 road, and you might be able to perceive what it is that's trying to get into your head.
Yeah, okay. I'll definitely do that. So she's visualizing basically. Okay. 2d10, and since she's trying really hard, I'm gonna spend the willpower. 3 successes. 6, 6.
Okay. You were standing in a white room, a room where everything is pristine and ordered. You yourself are in this room wearing a white jacket, wearing a white set of trousers. Everything is white. And you see the director standing opposite you, dressed as she is dressed.
She'll kind of like walk around her in a circle and like look around.
Oh, she appears. Her eyes follow you as you do. As a matter of fact, as you walk around her, you never see her back. It's almost like she's constantly turning to face you without moving, if you understand me.
Yeah, I get you with that. Ooh, creepy. So she'll just kind of say, hello?
This would have been difficult, you know, but not someone else.
Who might that be?
You see in the corner of this pristine white room, there is a very dark place. It's like a black ichor.
Mm-hmm. She'll look at that.
She says, if it was anyone else, I would have to be delicate. Taking memories would be hard. Can you roll me the effect again, please?
Okay. 5 to 10?
5 to 10.
Oh, 6, 8, 10, 7, and 6.
You see that blackness start surging forward and eats more of the white. Like a lot more.
Okay. I'm gonna try and make. I'm gonna try and stop.
I think Adam out of character might have an idea what he's influencing. Oh no, you don't. Interesting.
I'm honestly so confused right now.
Adam,
She's in.
you took dementia, right?
Yeah, it did.
She's just making it.
Oh, I see. She's making it worse. That's what I was figuring it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and stop her. She's gonna run up to her and try and like almost put her hands on her and try to like delete her out of her brain.
in my defense, Natalie, this is fun, right? Fun. Technocracy, fun. Okay, that's actually a pretty cool idea. So basically, you run forward and do you grapple her? Like, is that the kind of intention?
Yeah, I'm trying to even like I think in her head like she's trying to grapple onto her head since she feels like it's almost her mind that's doing this. So she needs to delete her out of her head and almost like try to do a big surge of white. So that's what she's visualizing in her mind. Like she's taking this big piece of white in her head and she's like surging it into almost the director's head to overload her.
Okay, cool. Make me some dice. Make me a dice roll.
All right, willpower. Only one.
Okay. You're not you anymore. Not anymore, anyway. It's kind of weird. You see this blackness start to consume everything. You actually feel it starting to. You feel your mind starting to be torn apart. Not only that, you feel your life ebbing from you as you start to feel basically your brain being shattered, being torn apart physically. If you understand me.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden you feel a hand on the back of your hand. And you feel another hand on the back of your hand. At which point you kind of look to your side and you see a creature that looks like you, only made entirely out of black and starlight. As it says, "Push harder!"
And then she's just going to start yelling and screaming. And then she's going to think about that moment in her awakening. She's going to try and grasp everything high and low in her thought and push her out.
Oh, no. You don't need to roll.
Oh,
this
okay.
is where there's a reason I allowed wild magic to be a thing in this game.
Yeah, this is definitely
okay.
why.
Picture how you wish to force the director out.
She almost gets consumed by the black itself. And then she almost becomes a part of it, and then the white comes back, and then like black gets pushed out.
Okay, what will actually happen in this case is you basically, there's an explosion of white that the director is thrown back out of this mindscape entirely, but then everything around you shatters. And you basically, you feel yourself lose consciousness as you fall straight back onto the ground.
Okay.
But Kim, what you perceive is the director is physically thrown through the wall, as in through the back wall out into the, out above the front door, with incredible locomotion.
All the Etherites are out there, right?
At the moment, the technocrats are kind of gathering, and they're forming a running retreat.
It would be pretty fucking stupid for Maeve to go back out there and be like, "Oh no, director, is you okay though?" Then
I think
Etherites would probably see her.
I think the plan was you are taking. I think the plan was you and Tessa were going to be captured for a little while, so that Tessa could be reprogrammed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So she'll just pick up Tessa, and I do have Strength 3. I don't know if I need to roll it. If I need to roll it, that's fine.
How much does Tessa weigh, give or take?
Tessa's like 100 pounds. She is not.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
She'll pick Tessa up, and and it's kind of motion at Felix with her head to just kind of follow along as they head out.
Felix will basically kind of stand up and kind of walk out, and he'll say, "Oh, my sweaters!"
Your sweaters are probably still at the base, correct?
Ah, excellent.
I did not pack all of them.
Excellent. And you will withdraw with the rest. Basically, as you step out, one of the technocratic suits will come down, shield you from ethernautic fire, because it's like you're being shot at with a Gatling machine gun. Except the bullets are green and glowing. But it will scoop both of you up, and you will make a very hasty withdrawal. We will do the follow-on for this at some point today, probably.
I'm good for that.
Hey, Daniela.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are basically you hear a voice saying, "Sir, we found her." Ah, excellent. Perkins, prepare the victory, Britches.
She's probably really out of it. Probably has a headache. Is she still is her memories still all messed up?
Let's phrase it like this: when you wake up, your first phrase will be, "Who am I?"
Oof. Who am I?
What are you talking about, Miss Griffith?
Who are you?
This is not my field of expertise. You may have hit your head, dear.
Did I?
I believe so.
Why would I have hit my head?
No, pew pew.
Wait, seriously?
Mother of science. I was going to say mother of God, and then my response was, wait, nope, that's wrong. All right. Why don't you come with me and get a lovely cup of tea? You kind of feel the urge to say, I might have amnesia, I'm not retarded.
Look, I might have amnesia. I'm not retarded, dude.
Oh. Well, I feel like an ass.
She kind of has a look of like, kind of, on her face.
He has no mind sphere whatsoever.
Oh God, they're coming.
We'll get you back to the ship. You'll be all right, little one.
I'm going on a ship?
Captain. Yes, Commander. Any sign of the other two? No, sir. Technocrats must have taken them hostage. Damn! Damnation. Well, nothing that can be done to help that now. Try and track the Aperture where they'll head back to the Umbra. We might be able to catch them with them. We might be able to catch them unawares. Yes, Commodore. Come on. The Commodore will heft you up, basically, like making sure your feet are steady.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good. Just This is weird.
Okay.
By the way, nice cosplay.
Yes. Cosplay.
Dude, Adam, like fucking correspondence high five, dude.
The whatchamacallit. Okay, important notes. Adam, because I'm gonna say the scene will end there. Adam, your memory will return.
Mm-hmm.
Your dementia will be worse than it was, so you will actively start to forget important details and
Okay.
even things that so I will prompt you from now on, basically saying that you can't remember, and you will get confused more easily.
Okay.
Certain things you will not be able to remember this evening.
Okay.
At all. That will be gone, but you will have your other memories will be intact.
Okay. Sounds good.
As for Tessa and Maeve, the director's spine was broken. She took 6 lethal damage from being thrown 150 feet and breaking a tree.
I'll start rolling that life then. My other progenitor buddies.
She will be seen to when she's brought back. But my point is, I actually rolled enough dice. Adam was 1 lethal off killing her. I rolled it on my phone because I didn't want it to be seen.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Wild magic.
Thank you, players, for playing.
Did I get Paradox for that?
No, wild magic. I don't think you do.
Gotcha.
Yes, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Dublin in the Darkness, where apparently people's spines were not built to withstand trees.
This is true.